back to another 10-minute tips and tricks session. In the last video, I showed you how I've been using ChatGPT to take existing content, something like a syllabus, and turn it into a more organized and student-friendly Canvas page. Today I want to build on that idea a little bit more. This time we're going to focus specifically on using ChatGPT to create call-out boxes and drop-down menus in Canvas. Again, this is not about AI generating your teaching for you. It's about using AI to help organize, structure, and improve the experience students have when navigating your course. And the best part is, you still don't need to know HTML to do this. I want to start with something really practical again. When you're building Canvas pages, what actually takes the most time? For me, it's usually not writing the content itself, it's the formatting. It's trying to make everything look consistent across modules, it's spacing things correctly, it's organizing information so students can actually find what they need. And honestly, accessibility and readability take a lot of time too. Much of this work has nothing to do with our expertise as educators, but it has everything to do with how students experience our courses. When most people think about AI, they think about brainstorming or generating content. And yes, AI can absolutely help with that. But where it has really changed my workflow is in the design process. The shift for me was moving from, can AI write this, to can AI help organize this better for students? That's where AI becomes a design partner. It can help structure your pages, generate that HTML code, improve readability, support accessibility, and create consistency across your course. And those things can make a huge difference for our students. So here's the idea behind this example. On the left side, you'll see a traditional assignment page. All the information is technically there, but it's a lot to process visually. Students often open assignment pages and immediately feel overwhelmed because everything blends together. What I've started doing is taking the same content and asking ChatGPT to organize it using drop-down menus, call-out boxes, headings, and cleaner formatting. The important thing here is the content itself is not changing. We are changing the structure and the experience. So my prompt may say something like, use drop-downs and call-out boxes, make it student-friendly, improve readability, put this in HTML format. Then I simply copy the HTML ChatGPT creates and paste it into the HTML editor in Canvas. And that's really the key. You are pasting the code into the HTML view, not the regular text editor. What's nice about this approach is that students still have access to all the same information, but now it feels organized instead of overwhelming. The call-out boxes help important information stand out, and the drop-down menus reduce cognitive overload because students can focus on one section at a time. Now I want to show you what this actually looks like in practice. So I'll walk through the prompt that we just talked about, the generated HTML, and what it looks like once it's pasted into Canvas. So here you see on the left our Canvas course, and it shows you that demonstration one that I did in the first video where we took our syllabus and actually used templates to create the Canvas pages. And so here's an example of that from that last video. So this was a template and we had just uploaded our syllabus and it pulled from our syllabus into filling out that template. Today we're actually going to look at organizing our assignments a little bit better visually to use call-out boxes and drop-down menus. So here's an example of a template that we have in Canvas, and so this is what it's going to look like in the template. First thing we want to do is take our text that we already have for an assignment, and we're going to put it into the template. So you always want to make sure you're in HTML view, and you're going to copy and paste that into ChatGPT along with your assignment. So let's see what that looks like. So we're going to go back down here, and I've actually already done this. So remember, I just prompted ChatGPT to take my assignment before and then that template and merge that together. So this is what it looks like now. So you can see it's put it in the template. It still has several options, but it's a lot of text and it's a lot of cognitive overload for our students to process. So this is where using ChatGPT for HTML coding and organizing your pages can really make a big difference. So what we're going to do, we're going to edit and we're going to make sure we're in that HTML view. Here is the example of the prompt that was in the presentation. So I'm going to take that HTML assignment and we're going to say something like, take this assignment and improve the layout for a Canvas page. Use drop-down sections to organize each project. Add call-out boxes to highlight important information like requirements, grading, due dates. Make the page clear, organized, and easy for students to scan. Keep everything simple and accessible. And do not remove important content or make up new information, and then put that into the HTML format. And again, this is all in the presentation, so you can go back in the video and see this. So we're going to copy that prompt. We're going to paste that into ChatGPT. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a space, and then we're going to copy and paste the actual assignment HTML. Now again, we already have this in our template form. We are now just organizing it a little bit better for our students to be able to process it visually. So we copy and paste that, and it put it in a upload because it was a larger bit of text. And then we're going to see what it does. So here it is producing the HTML coding, and I'm excited for you all to see just how organized this is going to look as soon as this is done. So again, always make sure you're in that HTML view. If you were to paste it into the regular view, it would just look like code instead of what it's supposed to. So make sure you're staying in that HTML view. Okay, it's finished, so we're going to copy. And then we're going to paste that over what it looked like before. So again, it was organized using the template, but it was still a lot of text for students to read. So let's see how it organized it. Okay, then click out of the HTML code view. Now notice you have your assignment overview that's still in the same template, but look at these call out boxes. So it's pointing out specific things about the assignment, the important requirements, the due date. Now look at these. This is going to show you what that's going to look like as soon as we get out of the edit page. So now look how cleaned up that view is. So we can actually click on the different options. You can see again it's using that template and doing the call out boxes for the important information for students to need. Now you can click on each box and it will drop it down. And so it's a lot more organized visually for our students to see. Instead of just a bunch of text in one place, they can actually click on those different options and see one at a time, or they can also open those several at a time. But look how much better this looks instead of just a bunch of text and bullets like we had before. So let's step back for a second and think about what actually changed. The content stayed the same, but now the structure is clearer, the page is a lot easier to navigate, accessibility improves, and students are not staring at one giant wall of text. That reduction in cognitive load is really important, especially in online learning environments where students are already processing so much information. Sometimes small design changes make a bigger difference than rewriting the content itself. And this matters because students don't typically read Canvas pages word for word. Most students scan first, so they look for due dates, instructions, required materials, and what they actually need to do. So when your information is visually organized, students can find what they need much faster. Clear structure also reduces confusion and repetitive questions, and it supports different learners because information becomes easier to process and navigate. Ultimately, good design helps keep students focused on learning instead of trying to figure out the page layout. Just a couple of quick takeaways from this. Start small. You don't need to redesign your entire course overnight, so try one assignment, one page, or one module. You already have your content, and you don't have to know HTML coding to do this. AI can help you design and organize your course, not just generate writing. And I really think that's one of the most valuable ways educators can begin using these tools. AI is not going to replace your expertise, but it helps students experience your expertise in a clearer and more accessible way. If you try anything from this session, again, just try one page first. That's usually where it clicks. So this video is part of a short series on using AI to design better Canvas pages. In the previous video, we focused on turning your syllabus into different Canvas pages. In this video, we focused on organizing assignments with drop-down menus and call-out boxes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next 10-minute tips and tricks.